Now at 11, check out this wall of blue on Storm Track Live. A fast-moving winter storm continues to hammer West Michigan with snow. Combine that with high winds and stone-cold temps, and you've got the recipe for a big mess. Good evening again, everyone. I'm Brian Sterling.
And I'm Marley Ginter in the newsroom where hundreds of closings continue to come in. We are putting them all up right here on woodtv.com. You can check this out too. It shows all of the districts. If you click on one, you will see the schools closed in that district. Now we're talking all of the major school districts in our area are closed for tomorrow, including Grand Rapids, Holland, Grand Haven, and Kalamazoo. We do have team coverage spread out all across the area tonight.
We want to start, though, in the 24-hour tracking center with a look at that forecast. Kyle Underwood looking at what's still to come. Bill's going to start us off, though, with what's happening out there right now.
Yeah, so far we've had 3 reports of a foot of snow, new snow, one from New Era, Oceana County, one from Hesperia, which is Oceana County, Newaygo County border, and another one now from the Grand Valley area of Ottawa County. Reports in Oceana County also of 2 to 4 foot drifts and even 2 foot drifts around the Grand Rapids area as well. Let's take a look at Storm Track Live and be able to show you that there's still a lot of blue out here, and you can see the darker blues indicating heavy snow across parts of Ottawa County, Barrie County, of course, still generating up here to the north. And if you watch the back edge of this, it's not really moving. The snow is going to continue to generate here, so we can't really track the back edge of it. This will continue through the night. I think as our winds go a little bit more west-northwest, this area up here will see your snow diminish, while it will continue in most other areas here through the night and into the day tomorrow. Live picture from downtown Grand Rapids. Traffic moving along on 131, but it is snow covered and slippery. The snow continues to come down. We're sitting at 11 degrees at the current time. Temperature has actually gone up since mid-afternoon, and it's even made it to 20 along the lakeshore at Holland. But look at those wind chills still down in the basement. -6 in Grand Rapids, -5 in Kalamazoo. We expect temperatures to start out around 10, 12 above in the morning and actually go down during the day. We may be 5 above here by late in the day. Kyle's got more on how much snow we can expect on top of what we've already had.
Well, Bill, the winter storm warning keeps going through the day tomorrow. Even though the heaviest of the snow may be ending here in the next couple of hours, lake effect snow is kicking in as we speak. That's going to be a big factor for us tomorrow morning and through the early parts of the day. And we've got a lot of blowing and drifting. So winter storm warning for the lakeshore counties and then one row of counties inland, basically bordering US 131, and a winter weather advisory a little farther inland represented by purple. Bill mentioned we've had 10 to 12 inches of snow already fall along the lakeshore. Parts of Ottawa, Muskegon, Oceana, Mason County hit the hardest. Almost half a foot here in Grand Rapids, same thing in Kalamazoo. As we put this in motion, several more inches of snow on the way for the lakeshore especially, but lake effect snow is going to set up and we may see as much as 8 inches total snowfall by tomorrow afternoon for Kalamazoo, 7 or 8 inches in Grand Rapids, 9 in Fremont, and we will exceed a foot in certain parts of the lakeshore across Oceana, Mason, Newaygo, especially western Newaygo, Ottawa, and Allegan County. Blowing and drifting the primary concern as we get into tomorrow, though.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Storm Team 8's been on it all week long, and you can stay updated on the conditions out there with the Storm Team 8 weather app. We're talking about access to the latest forecast, the radar, school closings. It's available on Apple and Android. Now, we're not hearing about a lot of calls about accidents out there, but that doesn't mean that the roads aren't bad. In fact, they're awful. Our team coverage continues with 24-hour News 8's Ken Kolker. He's been checking in with the road commissions from across the region. Ken, how you holding up out there, buddy?
Yeah, Brian, you're talking about how treacherous the roads are now on our way out here to Holland on 196. There were a couple of times we actually totally lost track of where the highway was. It's a pretty scary ride out here. Now we're in downtown Holland right now where the snow is still coming in waves, and it's hard to tell how much is actually fallen here because of all the drifting. Now, the question for a lot of people is, you know, what's it going to be like tomorrow morning? So we spoke with some road commission bosses just a short time ago, and they say that what you see right now is probably what you'll see on the morning commute. Right now, the plows are only hitting the major highways like 131 and 31 and 96, and they're not even touching other roads. They say they likely won't start hitting those until about 4 in the morning. And in Muskegon County, they're actually calling them in at 2 in the morning because it's been hit so hard. There's some 4-foot drifts in Muskegon on some of the Muskegon County roads. They say that by early tomorrow morning, there'll be about 200 plow trucks in Kent, Ottawa, and Muskegon County. Now, the biggest problem they're saying is the strong winds and all that drifting. Like I said, in Muskegon County, some 4-foot drifts. Now, stay tuned tomorrow morning for more on those road conditions. Live in Holland, Ken Kolker, 24-hour News 8.
We are glad to see you get inside now and warm, Ken. Thank you for that live report. Of course, this onslaught of snow means tow companies have their work cut out for them. 24 News 8's Tom Hillen has been out on the roads all night in Kalamazoo County. He also had a chance to talk with a tow truck driver. He's joining us live tonight on the phone. Tom?
Well, good evening to you, Marley. Yes, those tow truck drivers definitely busy, along with police and first responders as well. Now, the snowfall has definitely stepped up a notch here in Kalamazoo County. We're on the northern part of the county in Alamo Township, and at 10 o'clock, we were about 50 yards from US 131, and you could still see the overpass from where we were. Well, now you cannot see that overpass any longer, and the side streets are definitely taking a toll of all of this snowfall. You heard Ken talk about how those plows are focusing on the main stretches of the highways right now. That's absolutely true down here as well. Plows have not come by the road that we are on, and that kind of gives you an idea of why so many school districts are already calling school for tomorrow. That with the cold and the wind that we're experiencing. I did check my Storm Team 8 weather app just before getting on air, and it said we were about -5, -6 degrees, and this wind is pretty relentless down here as well. And we were able to catch up with a tow driver who we were able to ask just about how long it was taking them to get to some of these people that were involved in these slide-offs and crashes.
We do attend to people stuck on the road and the highway before anything else, especially if the police are with them, they're in an accident, something like that. That gets helped pretty much as soon as possible. People who have their car at their house, I love helping them too, but you might be waiting a little bit longer if you need that sort of help right now.
And, you know, it is advised that you don't travel if you don't have to tonight, and it's always worth repeating that if you absolutely have to go out on these roads, make sure to take it extremely slow and leave plenty of space between you and the other vehicles on the road. For now, live in Alamo Township, Tom Hillen, 24-hour News 8.
That picture says it all right there. The wind has been wicked out there all day long, especially along the lakeshore. Storm Team 8 meteorologist Ellen Baca got caught up in it earlier tonight, reporting from Grand Haven. You may have seen that shot during News 8 at 5. Well, tonight she joins us live tonight inland in Grand Rapids. Ellen, how does it compare, I guess, to what you saw at the lakeshore earlier today?
Oh my goodness, night and day. I know it's the same winter storm, but closer to the lakeshore, the wind is just so unbearable that you can't see. Your face freezes, your eyes water, and you can't even be outside for more than a couple of minutes before trying to run for cover. Here, it's not quite as bad. So if we look, you can see that the flakes are still flying, the wind is still present, but we're looking over the Grand River, and you can clearly see all the way across the river. So visibility is a good half to even farther, I would say 3/4 of a mile visibility. In fact, we can even read some of the reading on the DeVos Children's Hospital there. So that's how well you can see in Grand Rapids. Now, when we were over near the lakeshore, you couldn't even see 20 feet in front of you at times because the wind was blowing so fast. Here's a look at what we saw earlier today. You can see the wind whipping, it was cold, and the snowflakes were really tiny, which meant it was really easy for the wind to pick it up and carry it across the roadways and really obstruct visibility. Now our snowflakes are technically bigger, which means the lake is involved. As Kyle Underwood was just saying, we're now seeing that transition from just cold Arctic clipper snow to the heavier lake effect snow. Now we do have a little concern about the roads because of that snow. Still not quite packing material yet, but it might stick to the roads a little bit more for your morning commute. And the other thing that we're still tracking are those wind gusts. Take a look at some of these peak gusts across West Michigan today. These are pretty substantial. 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts or over in Muskegon, in Holland, in Grand Haven, Ludington, a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. Now, for blizzard conditions, it's usually 35-mile-per-hour frequent wind gusts and reduced visibility. So when we're saying it's near blizzard-like, it's because it's downright near blizzard-like closer to the lakeshore. As we've been mentioning, wind chills not as bad, surprisingly, along the lake, despite the wind, just because we're seeing that little boost of warm air, but it still feels very cold outside here tonight. And we are expecting more of that snow to continue to accumulate, and we will be tracking this system as we go on throughout the night. For now, live in Grand Rapids, Ellen Baca, 24-hour News 8.
All right, Ellen, we'll let you get inside. Stay warm. Thank you for that.
And with those high winds and below zero wind chills, doctors tonight are warning you about the potential for frostbite.
Anytime you start feeling, that real throbbing, real painful extremity is a time to maybe get back inside, get back in the warmth, because at some point your skin or your nose, your cheeks, your hands actually can get numb, and at that point you don't know what damage is being caused.
Definitely some things to think about. As always, Storm Team 8 has you covered throughout the night, so watch Daybreak tomorrow morning starting at 4:30 for the most up-to-date school closings and snow totals, plus how much more you'll have to shovel tomorrow.